to say, guys, there is a lot of stuff going on today, and we got a lot to talk about. I even had to make some notes to make sure we got down to some brass tacks and we're able to discuss this. So if you guys are new to the broadcast, do a girl a solid. Go ahead and give me a follow. If you guys are my regular Perry peeps, my Facebook fans, you're already here. I need you guys to make sure you like and subscribe, turn the bell on, turn the notifications on, whatever you need to, whatever platform you're on. But if you are on the HAPS platform, I want you to come on over, make sure that you're subscribed to the channel, and drop your name in the chat box so I can say hey, hey, and we can get acquainted with each other. Okay, so today we're having a talk called "Where, oh where has our leadership gone? Oh where could they be?" There's a big thing with fairy tales and songs and things being blacklisted and blackballed, but I think our leadership has blackballed themselves right out of what we should consider reputable positions because there's so many crazy things going on right now that I really want to talk about. And again, drop your name in the chat if you guys are new. Let me know what platform you're coming in on. We are live on 9 platforms right now, and I would love to be able to track where that traffic is coming from and where you guys are getting the most value. So, let's talk about a really hot topic right now. What's going on? And it's going to blend in with our leadership. But Dante, yeah, everybody knows about Dante, right? Dante's and we're not causing it, but we're just going to use the word cause, right? It's caused riots and upheaval. And let's face it, it's a disaster. It's really sad what transpired. But what's even worse is the way people are choosing to react to it and trying to create something, a different narrative out of an absolute horrible tragedy, right? And so again, if you guys are new to me, again, we talk about different things. This show is called Step Up, Stand Out and Speak, and it's all about us learning to stop being silent. We need to be able to express our opinions. They don't always have to agree, but we want to talk about them, we want to be able to express them, and we want to be able to communicate and bridge the gap because people are struggling right now talking to each other, whether it's different races, different cultures, different sexes, different genders. I mean, there's all kinds of stuff going on right now. And also, again, I changed the settings up a little bit here, so I'd love to know if you're getting a clear picture, if the banners at the top are good or driving you nuts or what's happened. Hey, Pittsburgh in the house, Melanie Weiser. Thanks, Mel. And by the way, I can see all of you guys lurking out there. I just don't know who you are. I know many of you might be driving because, my lilty voice on your drive home is probably something that'll keep you entertained. We'll certainly laugh and, laugh with me, hopefully. Maybe you'll laugh at me. I don't know. But if you're able to safely, not while you're driving, safely just drop a comment in the chat box, I'd appreciate it. If you guys aren't familiar with the HAPS platform, they do offer you free coins every day, just so you guys know. So you get 10 coins for just checking in that day. The next day you'll get 20 coins if you check in, and if you can continue being consistent, they'll give you coins. And the purpose of that is to reward broadcasters. Now, of course, that's an opportunity. I'd love for you guys to support me, but remember, there's lots of great content here, and make sure that you use those coins. Throw those coins at us. We really appreciate it because it's kind of like the old Periscope. The social currency was you tapping away at your screen. Tap, 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 tap. Now all you got to do is just click that button. You can give away some of that free cash they're giving you, and just show the broadcasters that you appreciate them. Okay, Mel says it looks good. Thanks so much, Mel. All right, so we're talking about Dante, right? Again, that's a difficult topic to have, but if you watch, and put a 1 in the chat box if you guys actually watched what transpired. Put a 1 in the chat box if you watch what transpired. It's a super sad thing. I mean, absolutely. Oh, Mel, thanks for the high five word. I appreciate you. It's a super sad thing. And granted, an accident happened, but I don't think anybody who actually watched it would suggest that that woman did it on purpose, right? I mean, I get. I mean, I don't quite understand how you pull your gun out instead of a taser. But I do know that lots of people have accidentally hit the gas when they meant to hit the brake and, went through their garage door. So people do, and when they panic, different things do happen. And we have to be cognizant of that. It doesn't mean that there are no repercussions. It doesn't mean that something shouldn't happen. But it's not something that people should start rioting and looting and acting like maniacs over it, because that makes it sound like an excuse. You guys know what I'm saying? I mean, there's lots of every day we have drama, we have crime, we have things that happen that are horrible. and we don't use it as an excuse to riot and loot. I feel like right now society's on this edge, or certain parts of society, certain cities, certain, areas, and unfortunately they do seem to run in the very leftist agendas, very democratic states, very democratic cities, very democratic places. And so when you look at that, hey, Facebook friend, it says, hello, my friend. Hello, I don't know who it is there. You got to give permission for the application to show who it is. But whoever you are, welcome, and thanks for being here. So you didn't see it, Melanie. So it's disturbing and sad. I did share out a broadcast today from Ben Shapiro, which pulled in the clips of those, also the ones we were talking about last night. Any of you ever get this weird postnasal drip thing that happens just when the winds get crazy? Because I've had it for what, like 3 days. These winds started going, and I keep doing that. So I'm sorry if I'm clearing my throat in your ears, there, peeps. So anyway, it was a tragedy. It's absolute tragedy that this officer, a female officer, pulled out her gun instead of her taser. Now they're trained when they're about to tase someone to yell out taser, 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 because that tells people to get their hands away from them. Kind of like when when they do the little machines and they're going to, jumpstart your heart, they say clear, right? It's the same kind of thing. So calling out taser was letting people know to let go. She thought she had a taser in her hand. Unfortunately, when she drew on it, she shot him. And again, I'm going to back up in a minute and we're going to talk about why it never should have gotten to that place in the first place, but it still does not justify what happened. And she said, "Oh, SHIT, I shot him." She thought she had her taser and she didn't. She's in trouble. Let's face it. I really doubt that she'll be able to retain her job. Um, but if anything, as long as you believe that she did it on accident, it's manslaughter. It isn't murder. But either way, we should not riot and loot and create this drama. I mean, this woman's already traumatized. The family of the victim are traumatized. People are traumatized, and we have to try and start building bridges instead of continuing to rip any kind of communication or anything down. Melanie says, I saw Graham Allen and Terrence K. Williams talk about it. Thanks, Mel. Hey, Raymond. Welcome, sweetheart. So good to see you. She already resigned. Well, you know what? I can see why she would have resigned. I think I would have too. I'm not, it doesn't mean that she should have. It's, that's a personal choice. I can life, and it was by accident. It's bad enough if a police officer and an officer involved shooting ends up having to shoot someone and kill someone, but to do it by accident, I imagine that is incredibly challenging. I don't know. So, we want to talk about, and this is where we're talking about where has our leadership gone? Just it kind of defies logic. It makes you wonder if they were on drugs or something, because it's just so illogical. But then you look at the situation with a taser and a gun, decisions they make. Okay, but hello from Southeast Coastal Georgia. Hey, hey, Alexis, welcome back, sweetie. Thanks so much for being here. And again, if you guys are new to the broadcast, make sure that you get the share button as well. And thank you for participating. Again, our goal here, what we believe is an opportunity for communication, and stop allowing people to now that the incident occurred, right, and everybody's traumatized, now we get to see who the leaders are, right? How are we going to handle this? And this should make you kind of sick to realize the morons that we have in charge in some places, because I really mean that. I hate to sound awful, but this is some really bad stuff, or bad. It's just a complete lack of leadership. So I'm going to go start with a positive point on the leadership. Tim, I believe his name is Tim Gannon. He is the officer in charge, the sheriff. I'm not sure if anybody knows, please drop that in there real quick. But he got very emotional, right? He was very emotional. He was he was actually brought up to tears, and he was telling people, he's devastated that this is a bad thing that happened. But he said, we're going to do the right thing. We're going to, we're going to investigate, and we're going to take care of it. But he was emotional. But he was leading. He's supporting his officers, right? Saying, we're going to get to the bottom of it. He's supporting the public. We're not letting this go unnoticed. He's visibly shaken, because this is a tragedy. This is an absolute tragedy, and it was a terrible mistake, and it's horrific, right? So he was trying to be supportive of his people while being supportive of everything. He was just trying to handle it the best he could. And you have to applaud someone who tries to be a leader. Then you go and I'm trying. I scribbled my notes. I notes this time because there were so many people to talk about that I wanted to make sure I had these correct. So I've got some notes I have to look down for just so we can make sure we get the right people to identify the crazy behavior. Let me see over here. The HAPs are working on it. Thanks, Alexis. Beth says, I think they are working on updating. Thank you so much. I use two devices, one to watch, one to share. Melanie, now that's what you call a super fan. Melanie's got it going on. She got two devices and makes sure she takes care of it. I appreciate that, Mel. Alexis says it used to be here to share, but the last update on comments changed the share out on the iPhone. Thanks for telling me that, Alexis. I really do appreciate it. Beth's telling Melanie that is a great idea, and I agree. Kim says 100% truth. And share is in the house. Welcome, guys. Again, thank you for sharing the content. Thanks for commenting. And if you guys are so inclined to share those free coins that they give to you, I would certainly appreciate that, as well as, as a broadcaster that you appreciate, but feel free to use them on anybody that is providing you really good content. All right, so we go back here. Now, Kurt, I'm not sure I got his name, Broganey. I think it's Kurt Broganey, the Brooklyn city manager. He came out and he said that, and I wrote this in pretty much in quotes, that says, everyone's entitled to due process with respect to, does it say discipline? And they will receive that with respect to discipline. I say quote, but then I can't read my own writing. But if you do watch the Ben Shapiro episode that I shared earlier and said these are the clips from last night, and they're going to support tonight's show as well, you'll be able to see it firsthand. Now, isn't that what we would expect someone to say? Kind of like the officer that was in charge, that we're going to check it out. Due process will happen. We're not going to decide. We're not going to be judge and jury right now when the incident just occurred. We're actually going to go through due process. I mean, put a 2 in the chat box if you find that to be comforting and awesome, that's what we're doing. We're not throwing people under the bus. We're going to actually do the investigation. That's what we're supposed to do, right? We're not supposed to do mob rule, which is what's going on in another part of the story. I'm just so flabbergasted by this, and that we have raised these generations of people that have a spine like a jellyfish, and which means no spine at all, right? They won't step up, stand out, and speak. They won't do the right thing. This guy does, and you know what happened? He got fired. He got fired for just saying everyone's entitled to due process, which we intend to do, and discipline will happen. They'll receive their discipline, whatever. Point is, he basically said, don't worry, we're on it. Everyone gets a chance. Innocent till proven guilty, right? Everyone gets a chance. We're going to do due process, and then we'll have the disciplinary action. That's what every good leader should do. Let the people know you're on it, you're working on it, and you intend to follow the process, not make up your own stuff on the way and choose. So he disagreed with the mayor, of course. Mike Elliott relieved him of his duties because he said he had the ability to say that she was going to be fired. He had the ability to basically railroad her and throw her under the bus, but he didn't, so he was fired. Think about that for a minute. You're hired to be a leader. You want to have integrity, and you want to support both the officers and the citizens, and you do the right thing. We are going to go through due process. There will be disciplinary action where needed. We got this. And you get fired because you didn't say we're going to fire her. Now, that's idiot leadership, right? That's idiot leadership. That's either running by mob rule. He's running by deciding whatever other people think is okay. This is nuts. If we're hiring and we're electing people that don't have a spine, or that they choose to only implement the law when it behooves them, then they should not be in office. These people need to be recalled, repurposed, repossessed. We need to do something and get them out of the space, because that is a tragedy right there too. That is absolutely unbelievable, that a person that did their job and did what they should have done with integrity was fired because he didn't say that the officer was fired. I'm glad she resigned. I think that puts her in a place to start her own healing process while she's got to go through a trial. I mean, there's a really good chance, for I don't know if they would just call it, involuntary manslaughter. I'm not sure what they would call it because I don't know what those operational definitions are. But there's a possibility she's going to do some jail time. I can't imagine, it would be really hard to come back after something like that for on the job. And she needs to address some mental health issues because that would devastate anybody. I'm pretty sure that would devastate anybody. Let's see. You guys are chatting amongst each other. Tell that to the people in the street rioting. Exactly, Cher. It's nuts. And they just use it as an excuse, right? Now, granted, it was a tragedy, but then for these people to try and say that she did it on purpose, like, oh man, Rashida Tlaib, right? She said this. This was not an accident, or she tweeted this. I beg your pardon. This was not an accident. And I guess I didn't put the whole. She just said it was not an accident. Basically, that racism runs rampant, that kind of thing, and it's crazy. I mean, she's just a stone cold liar. If you watch that video, you certainly would. If you didn't feel wholeheartedly that that woman was devastated at the choice and that it was a complete accident, there would be reasonable now doubt for her to say this was not an accident. That's a declarative statement. That means she knows, and she's just a liar. And that's a shame. That's disgusting and shameful. And that's what encourages people to riot. That's what encourages, especially what happened during the summer. The squad was in charge of these ridiculous statements of the squad and Kamala Harris. Sorry, I shouldn't have said her name out loud because there I get I get myself in the schnitzel box again. The Wicked Witch of the White House, she was right there. MW was right there, all making these crazy statements, basically encouraging this behavior to continue. And then for her to say this was not an accident, it was based on this systemic racism. And I mean, this is just wrong. I don't know how these people got elected in the first place, but they need to be replaced because they're not speaking for the people. They're speaking in declarative statements without facts, without information, and they are creating the problems. And then of course they want to defund the police and not take care of, the problems. And so why would people stop when they can keep getting free stuff every time there's, it's almost like they're waiting. Oh, dude, I heard another thing. Let's go. They're just ready. They're ready to go steal. They're ready to go riot because they feel like they have an excuse. And it's unbelievable. Or judged by the media, right? Absolutely, David. Thank you. Joanne Fam gave me a high five award. Whoop, whoop. So again, if you guys are familiar with HAPS, if you guys are part of the platform every day, you come in, you get some coins. Feel free to drop them on me, drop them on my girl Joanne. Alexis is here. We got all kinds of people that are daily broadcasters that would love for you to support them. So make sure don't let those coins go to waste. HAPS is giving them to you. Recycled, right, Kim? Well, that's what I feel like, repurpose, recycle. We got to do something with those people. Melanie said she showed remorse immediately. I know it was instant. They can't claim she did it on purpose. To claim that would be like claiming a mom that, I mean, I don't even want to say it. It's just it's ridiculous, right? You don't yell taser, taser, taser and pull a gun on purpose, in my own opinion, right? Sure, that's the way I felt too. And again, that's the protocol, right? That's what they call to get people to, because otherwise, just like in, when you say clear and trying to resuscitate people or get the heart going again, that electric shock will go through the people, that the current will run through them. And that's why they yell that, so they can, get their hands off. Oh, let's make it a white black thing as well. Right, Cher? That's what I mean. It's awful. It's so sad because I don't believe that black people and white people hate each other. I believe there are groups of people that are taught to hate other groups, whether it's because of the color of their skin or their gender. And that's what we need to change. That's what we need to talk about. And that's what we need to stop allowing, this unacceptable behavior. And as I continue on, like I said, we've already identified that Mike Elliott. And if I got something wrong, because again, I was scribbling, I have 4 pages of notes I was scribbling to make sure that I could come on and talk intelligently with you. But if I make a mistake, guys, please feel free to correct me. And I will review it myself and make sure that I didn't make a mistake. But again, Mike Elliott he wants to fire the officer without due process. I mean, isn't that what makes America great? That, due process, that we don't have to worry about being arrested for looking different or being arrested for being in the wrong place. We get, we have a due process that we go through. In the last year, though, the due process on so many things has gone out the window. Here in California, I know many other states as well. They don't, there was one person that got released during the riots 3 times. He went out, and I believe the final time, and I did a show on this before, the final time he he either murdered, injured, or raped someone. I mean, it was like they just kept letting him out. No bail. They just come in, da da, and they're just recycling them. They're not going anywhere. And then letting all the prisoners out because of COVID. And now we're letting all the illegals in. There's something you can't say that's normal. Why? Why are we letting prisoners out? It wasn't because of COVID. We have lots of people that are in the police department and work at the prison said, nope, we got plenty of wards and wings. We could have put people. This is something they wanted to do. Why would you not process people? Why would you not bring in the revenue to the state and keep the people from going out and committing more crimes? Why? I mean, what is the logic? There isn't any. And if you guys have some or you've heard some, or even if it doesn't make 100% sense, but you heard it and it's worth talking about, drop it in the chat. Let's talk about it because it's become outrageous. It's crazy that we can't we look at our America right now and we can't figure out where we're at. Is this really America? Because we're not acting like it. We're not acting like the that we're free because we're acting like we're scared and that the people that are in charge of us are like meat puppets that are, pushing buttons on other people, that people are doing things that are wrong. Due process is there for a reason. That's one of the things that makes our nation great. So what the heck is going on? All right, so going back through, let me check those things out and then I got some more cuz it didn't end there. It's like you can start to see where the little roaches scatter and how they continue on this crazy behavior. Hi Vicky, Biden even questioned if it was intentional. Well, you know what? That doesn't surprise me, right? That doesn't surprise me at all. Just like he interjects stuff and then and tests the water, and then he can walk it back. And, oh, I didn't really, I wasn't saying, or actually, he has Saki, walk it back. I cannot understand how that woman can actually hold her job, even if you think she's smart. She lies. She does lie because she does like the like on the vaccine stuff, she knows darn well none of those things are FDA approved. And if you guys don't know that, please let me help you understand this. These are all only approved for, during this emergency, what's called an emergency time. None of them are FDA approved and they revoke the what do they call it? The emergency authorization, like they did on Johnson and Johnson today. They revoked the emergency authorization because it's not FDA approved. And she said that. She keeps saying that it's FDA approved. These are FDA. They're not. They are not. They never have been. And very likely many of them never will be. But that's neither here nor there. So I still understand that one. I'm gonna get the rest of your comments. Um, let's see. Hello from Tucson, Blueberry. Welcome to the broadcast. Black people are racist to Black people. Do you think all Black people are racist to Black people, or you think there are certain Black people that are racist to Black people, or certain Black people that are racist to white people, or Asians, or any other culture? I don't think we can identify a race, a color, a gender, a creed. I don't think we can identify all of them, right? Because it's not everyone. It's some people. Maybe it's because of the way they grew up. Maybe, I mean, let's face it, we do not come out of the womb like that. We do not come out with a prejudice. When I saw the other day, or I say the other day, it was probably 2 weeks ago, that babies start becoming prejudiced at 3 months old. I was furious. I mean, this is the most ridiculous malarkey. And now people are watching their 3-month-old babies and trying to put different colors of piece things in the crib to see if they cringe. I was like, give me a freaking break. If there's a smell, like maybe the baby's nursing and the mom is she has spices and it's coming through the breast milk. If they have, there's different things that might make a baby cringe that have nothing to do with skin color, have nothing to do with anything besides something else happening. It might be the laundry detergent they use on the baby's clothes. I mean, are we really that far gone that we are now identifying 3-month-old babies are starting their prejudiceness. I mean, I'm sorry. That's just nutty McNuts. That's what it is. In my personal opinion, that's just nuts. And I'm not, I don't even want to hear it. I really don't. If you want to show me some data, you can show me some deliberate thing where each child, you basically have to put them in a test tube with the exact same of everything. And they cringed at the black babies and not at the white babies to get me to even consider the possibility of it's true. I probably still wouldn't. Because you know what? As a Christian, God made us all in his image. He did not make us to hate each other. He did not make us that we are dirty rotten sinners because we're selfish, right? We are all selfish. We just like babies, we want to eat, we cry. We have to express that in order to let the family know, the parents know, the mom know. And if you guys, again, you guys may not believe in a creator, but think about this. When babies cry, it's automatic signal to the body that let the mother's milk down. I mean, maybe all of you don't know that, maybe you do, but think about that. You got an automatic mechanism from a mom because moms can hear other babies crying that aren't their babies, and all of a sudden they're wet. Their breasts are wet because their milk comes down. That's called design, people. I'm just saying that's my personal opinion. But God did not make us to be prejudiced. And if He did, He wouldn't have chosen the 3-month mark. Like, okay, I'm going to let you come out being okay. If you go ahead and bring some black babies and some white babies together when they're right as soon as they're born, we're going to be okay. But you wait 3 months and it's all over. I mean, that's just, does any, can I get a 4 in the chat box if you agree with me? Can I just get something that says, come on? Come on. Are we kidding? Are we kidding? Let's see. They have their own agenda, socialist society, says Cher. You know what? Unfortunately, I agree. And watching AOC at work with her, why do people follow her? I don't get it. I mean, I don't think I can only, and this is going to piss some people off, just so you know, but I can only see people that have either been abused, are mindless, or something following her like she actually has leadership or talent. She's like a child that has a following, and she like drinks in every minute of it. She's not trying to lead, she's trying to get attention. How did she get elected? I don't understand. Make America worse again. Unfortunately, Blueberry. Hopefully, we can pull that back together, right? I think when we continue to talk and we look for ways to build bridges instead of, trashing things, I think we can make it better again. Because I think many people would agree that, again, if you stick a black baby and a white baby, anytime before 3 months, they're all good. But at 3 months, and then here's the thing. And so, are they good if you do get them together before 3 months? But at 3 months, that's the moment they just start recognizing, I don't want to be near you. And so we're talking about, is it white supremacy? Because the white babies do that, but the black babies don't? Or did the black babies not want to be around the white babies? I mean, who came up with this nonsense? I don't know. Who came up with it? Cher says, actually, women have to work 3 times as hard at a police job. She tried to hold him off when he started fighting with her. I believe she did her best and should have called for backup, maybe a bit sooner if possible. Cher, I only saw a smaller segment, but there was a man arresting him and had one of his hands in a handcuff and was pulling the other one around when that part happened. So I obviously need to see the rest of the clip because it sounds like maybe you're saying she was the one arresting him in the first place. And if so, that maybe answers the question too, because I'm sure that she would have been really agitated, upset, stressed. And again, doesn't that's not an excuse. If that's the way you react to really stressful situations, maybe being a police officer is not the right job for you, or maybe more training is necessary so you can desensitize yourself to that. And again, I'm not judging her. I have no idea. I do know that I'm a pretty calm person, and I remember a time, and I'm not really proud of this, but it just is what it is. We were doing a home and garden show, and I promise I'll get to the rest of your comments, and I promise I will tie it into the rest of these notes I have. But I was at a home and garden show, and my husband and I had multiple businesses, and we had booths there. And all of a sudden, this man, he was driving one of the little carts around, the metal carts, not a golf cart, but one that actually had some power, and it was heavy. It was metal because it would hold a lot of the stuff. Anyway, he started running over people's booths. It turns out, I don't know if he was having like a heart attack. I don't know what was going on, but he was had the, he was kind of slumped over, but he had his arm and he was plowing down things. So things were toppling over on people. And I remember seeing it and I screamed, right? My husband was on the other side. I didn't know how close he was to what was going on. And I screamed. It was just a scream. I couldn't get out his name. I screamed and then I started yelling, Terry! Like, but it's almost like when you think back on it, that's not what I wanted to do. I started running over there, but you don't know how you're going to react when you start to panic, right? In the movies, they think they calculated, they run over, save the guy, stop the building from falling. It all happens in perfect time. But in real life, we don't know how we're going to react. And like I said, I'm a pretty calm, level headed person. I think things through. I did not act like a level headed person at that moment. I didn't even know what I was doing. I was worried about my husband, and my brain and my voice box were not in unison, right? And so I'm not going to judge her. I wouldn't judge it was a man. I wouldn't judge if it was a black man, a white man, an Asian man. It doesn't matter what the races are of any of those people. It matters zip. It matters if what people's intentions are. And that's anyway, that's my opinion there. Racist babies, nope. See, I'm totally with you, right? No, I don't believe it. I don't believe it. I don't believe it. I don't believe it. Whoops, let me see. Everyone nowadays is looking for a lawsuit to make them rich. Isn't that the truth, Cher? Do you guys find that too? It's insane. She lies big time. I found out today, she said, EO Joe told Guatemala to send 7K troops to the border. Guatemala's president said they haven't talked to the US about that. Right? Like, am I surprised? And the Wicked Witch of the White House is now traveling to Guatemala and plans to stop by Mexico. She's going to stop by the border crisis that is plaguing the US. I mean, talk about an example of incredibly poor leadership. Incredibly. I don't even know how to, but we don't, but our bar for her is right here because we don't expect much of her. And our bar for him is right here. I mean, like, it's barely, he could roll over and he would just be able to hit the bar, apparently, with the mainstream media. Okay, vaccine needs to be in trials for 2 years before it can get full, right? And so we need to stop lying and saying that it is approved when it isn't, because it's not. So, and we've talked about this before, it's not actually a vaccine. That's the truth. It's not a vaccine. Vaccines have an operational definition that's different. This is a trial. And again, it's a whole nother topic, but words matter. As an author, I find that my vocabulary is incredibly important, right? The words I say matter. What I say and how I say it matters. And we should hold people to a higher standard. Your words do matter. So let's hold them to a higher standard and stop making excuses. I mean, when, Mr. T would do stuff, no matter what he said, they'd ripped it to shreds. He did not always speak eloquently. Let's face it. That's absolutely true. And his tweets needed some serious help sometimes. But he was held to this standard, one nobody could, because it was a fake standard. It wasn't even a real standard. It was a hit the moving target kind of standard, playing whack-a-mole with whatever they wanted to call truth at that moment. And I never thought that it was true, way back a couple of years ago, until I started investigating it myself and looking up on different browsers and stuff. But, if you haven't tried that, you should try it because it's disgusting. I watched last night replay and you were on fire and on point last night. Oh, thank you, Dale. I really appreciate you saying that. Sheriff says 4. Okay, Kim says 4. I think that is Raymond says 4. Blueberry says 4. Let's see. She's pretty. Who says she's pretty? I don't know what that means. Holly Foster. Hey girl, welcome to the broadcast. EO Joe and the Wicked Witch of the White House are worthless as teats on a boar hog. All right, Kim. You gotta love Miss Kim Wendy. And if y'all have a horse, you should definitely be following Kim. Girl she has some great content on horses and how to train them, and she knows how to call it out, call it like it is, because I think we need a little bit more of that. And by the way, if you guys don't know who I am and you found me by mistake, welcome. My name is Vicki Fitch. I'm a direct sales expert. I'm an author, speaker, international business consultant. I've built and sold 4 companies, and I'm here trying to help you guys with what I call the step up, stand out, and speak. Stop being silent. It's time for our voices to be heard. but that doesn't mean we should drown other people out. This is where we should have conversations. You do not have to agree with me. Don't troll other people, but come in here and let's talk about it. We can have conversations and start building bridges instead of destroying communication between whether it's parties, sexes, genders. It doesn't matter. We should always be able to talk, and that's what we're here for. So if you guys haven't hit the share button yet, hit the share button. If you haven't subscribed to my channels, please do. And if you're not over here on Haps, come on over to haps.tv/invite/@ Vicky Fitch, VICKIFITCH, and come on over and join us. You can see all the comments from all the channels. We're live streaming on 9 channels right now. All right. AOC was elected because she is pretty to look at. What would be another reason? I don't even think she's pretty. I mean, I'm not saying that in mean like I don't think she's ugly, but I don't find her attractive. I mean, again, everybody has their own thing, but maybe it's because she does those bug eye things. If she sat there, maybe she would be, but I feel like she over dramatizes things. And so it's almost like you're watching a play and someone who's learning to over dramatize for theater that she's actually doing it on a stage versus in front of a camera. That's what I think of when I see her because she's so desperate for attention. When she suggests, that she was afraid of, the people that broke into the White House, and and then you find out she was, what was it, 3 football fields or even farther than that away. She wasn't even in the same place, and she made it seem like, she was at death's door, or at least that was my opinion. Again, in all fairness, we don't know how we're going to react under stress or the pressure or whatever. So I don't want to be that, but she continued it on the next day. It wasn't just right then in the heat of the moment. It's like she continues on with her drama. And I just have no respect for it. I don't know how to I want to try and find respect for her because I want to build a bridge, but I can't I really have a hard time. I don't know how to respect her because she talks such gibberish, such nonsense. I've said it before. She's like clueless coming into Congress. Like, I don't know. Huh? What? Well, it's this and this, and like I said, I have a hard time with it. I'm not trying to be disrespectful to her as a person, but I just have a really hard time with it. Did you get my 12 books? I did, sure, in 2019, and we were going on our book tour. I was supposed to leave 3 days on March 14th. I had speaking engagements. I was kicking it off in Chicago because I had 2 speaking engagements and 3 book signings there. And guess what? COVID happened and shut the entire country down. And anyway, so I'm gonna have to now I have to kind of update them because things have really changed. This year has shown us a lot. So I'm going through a process of updating them, and we're going to release them in the physical form. You can still get them, and you can download them from my website where you get that copy. But then the publishing houses were closed. Everything, nobody was working. Nobody would do anything. So we're about to get the rest of the physical copies released. Let's see, is it this? There's one of my favorites. That's book number 2, Evict the Bully in Your Head, right there. Let's see. My middle name is Lynn, and I write on a Dell laptop. And the TV. If you guys haven't seen that, there's a new social media platform over there on Lynn. My computer is a Dell TV, right? AOC is a drama queen. Totally agree. Alexis says that she totally agrees as well. I got Blueberry gave me a Stay Safe award. Whoop, whoop. Thanks for the awards, guys. I appreciate that. And it also, if you guys don't know, handing out those awards, I mean, they're not huge things. Maybe you might think that we don't care that much, but we do because it also affects where we show up on the information pages where other people can discover us. So kind of like in Periscope, when you got 1 million hearts, that meant something in your badges and stuff. It's kind of the same thing here. So if you got some of that, you want to throw my way, you want to, at least continue speaking to me, I would really appreciate that as well. And if you find value here, hit that share button. Let's see, Alexis Dale Broom. That is a real website, and you should go check it out. It's very good because I can't say it because I keep getting in the schnitzel box for it. But my friend Dale, he's always right on top of it for me. Okay, so let's go back to this part again. If you haven't hit the share button, hit the share button. We just talked about what happened and the police, the people in charge at the police department. We talked about Kurt Bogani. I think I said his name right. The Brooklyn city manager who was fired for saying that due process was going to happen, right? Trying to keep everybody informed and let him know. Mike Elliott is the one who relieved him of his duties, and basically, I'm calling him the idiot leader of the day because he wanted the officer fired without due process. I mean, that's again moving us back into the dark ages. But then let's go to council member, and I think I got her name right. Was Chris Lawrence Anderson, I believe. Chris Lawrence Anderson. And if you're watching the video I shared earlier from Ben Shapiro, it was at the 6-minute 30-second mark that her name was said. So I was trying to jot it down. I could have gotten it wrong, but this this one really made me mad. I call this the cowardice award. Okay, this is the cowardice award right here. She said she voted to fire for fear of protesters, and that is not an exact quote. That is my abbreviated version. She thinks that the police officer should be fired because she feared the protesters. Now, if that isn't the most asinine, ridiculous reason, because that means now, what is it, mob rule? Oh, just like it was in the summer. I know Antifa's coming out. BLM's going to be here. They're going to steal. They're going to loot. They're going to destroy. They might even create another Chaz or Chop or Chap or Chope. They might create another autonomous zone. Are you kidding me? You are voting for something because you're afraid. That Hello? 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 Can anybody hear me? No? Aw, thank you, Melanie. Yes, you can speak me? You hear me, but can you see me? Because I can't see myself. You hear me, but can you see me? Hey, Barb, can you guys see me? Oh my gosh. You can see and hear me? That's weird because my screen shows that you can't see me. Oh my gosh, that is so weird. Can somebody tag the haps? And because I need them to see what's going on back here because I can't see myself anymore. Now I'm gone? Wait, now that hap screen is on. Okay, that's how about this? Can you see me? I left? I didn't do anything. Let me try one more Can you hear me? Now we can't see you. Okay, let's try this one more time. Can you still hear me? Okay, can you guys hear me? Now we see you. Okay. Okay, now. All right. Well, I can't see myself, but if you guys tell me that you can see me and hear me, that's good because I can't see myself. Okay. Can I get yes, stay there. Okay, I'm here. All good. Okay, so you guys, hey dog walker guy, welcome to the broadcast. Again, can't see myself. Peter and Pablo, if you're in here, please tell me what's going on because I am no longer in my own box, but they say they can see me and hear me now. I froze on this side, then I lost my voice was gone. We rebooted. Anyway, let's get back to our conversation. And somebody, you guys let me know if you can't see and hear me again. See, I told you I'm always in the schnitzel box. It's because they know, right? No, they're not here yet. Okay. But they know, right? They know that we are building bridges here instead of breaking things down. So maybe that's it, Dale. That's absolutely it. All right. So now we're going to go, we're going to finish on talking about what's happening here. And just to recap, for any of you guys who just joined us and that didn't leave, see Periscope, like I'm looking on Periscope and it shows me that it showed me I was gone. Now it says I'm back. I don't know. Okay. That was the best game of charades. Thanks, Dog Walker. Okay, for those of you who are just joining us, we're just talking about what happened with Dante and the situation that's gone on with the leadership and the true leadership and the people that are doing incredibly poor job of leadership, wanting people to get fired for no reason, getting rid of due process altogether, all kinds of stuff. So that's where we're at. And again, it's a little, I have this, you should see the screen I have back here. It says connecting like this, like I'm not connected, but I know you guys tell me that I am. So hopefully we can get through this. All right. So, we talked about Rashida Tlaib and says, that it wasn't an accident. And we've talked about how ridiculous that statement is, especially if you watch what was going on with this officer. I mean, there was sheer terror. She was shocked, dismayed. So we know that wasn't true. But she did say that in her tweet, right? I do have a picture of the tweet. Now I'm afraid to show it to you. I want to show it to you, but I'm afraid if I hit the button over there, that it's going to kick me off. So let me, I don't know. Can you use the reset? But I already did that, Alexis. That's what I did. I hit both of those buttons. And like I said, mine back here shows I'm gone, but you guys say you can see me. So I don't want to hit it. I want to show you guys something. Should I try it and see if it works? I wanted to show you guys her actual tweet. So let's see, try it. Okay, guys, you guys got to promise you're going to come back. If this doesn't work, I'll try the reset button again. And if it doesn't work, then you guys come back. All right. So let me hit this and see. Now, can you see that? Because I can't see it. Can you see? Because I can't even read it either because it's in that little tiny box. So let me know if you guys can see. You can see it. Okay. So you can read it. And she was talking about let's see, that policing is inherently it's inherently racist. Again, you can see it. Thank you. COVID alert box. It's very small. I know. It's non-existent for me. It's working for me on my phone. I see a COVID alert box. Oh, a COVID. Oh, I gave you guys the wrong one. That's the wrong one. Hold on. Let me see if it will. That was the wrong one. Sorry. That's oh wait, I see myself again. I don't know what happened, but I see myself again. Oh, now I'm frozen again. You guys, this this is hysterical. I gotta take. Taking screenshots here so I can show them what's been happening on this broadcast, at least in the back end. Like I said, maybe they're playing a joke on me. I don't know. I don't know what's happening. Okay, now my face is frozen in a very unattractive in a very unattractive position. So, that's always fun. All right, let me just screenshot this and put that for them too so they can see. All right. So, it's blocking the window. So, what is it blocking? Like mine has the HAPS H over my face. like like you got to just give it up, girl. Maybe I should just finish this broadcast tomorrow. You guys have been here for so long already. You're not frozen to us. Thank you. What the HAPS is going on, right, Dale? The COVID alert was blocking the window. Oh, blocked the whole thing? Okay, well, the COVID alert is something else I wanted to talk about. I don't know why the other one isn't coming up, but I do have, and I can show it to you guys later. I do have the tweet of Talib, and you can also see it on the Ben Shapiro thing that I had shared out earlier on my Facebook page, which could be down now and gone forever. I don't know. We can't see the tweet. Gotcha. I can share it with you or tomorrow's on tomorrow. Oh, actually, I will not be here tomorrow, just so you guys know. I have a big event tomorrow. I won't be there. Just read it to us. I can't see it. That's my problem, Dale. And if I try and blow it up, I won't. Let me see if I can open this other window. We're really gonna tax all of our skills over here and see if I can open it up in another window so I can read the specific thing to you guys. Now I can't see your comments right now, so give me 1 second to get over here and see if I can read this. If I can, I'm not saying I need glasses or anything, but I'm just saying that maybe I do. Um, but well, since you guys can see this, let me just talk about this and maybe we'll finish this about those guys tomorrow. Since you said you can see it, I think. Okay, when I went into the App Store, I tried to get remember that website, the guy who sells the pillows, he has a new social media app called Frank Speech. And when I went to the Google store to try and download it, that's what comes up now. Now, I don't know if you can read that, but it says get your alerts if you've been exposed to COVID. And you look down and it tells you it's a Nevada tracing app. Now, why here in California I'm getting a Nevada tracing app, I don't know. But what it does say, and this I was personally, because that means they're actually soliciting it. This is a pop up, right? This is a pop up when I went to the Google Play Store. So we are now being solicited, not just we knew that it was out there, this tracing app. Now they're actually proactively asking us to get it. This app is authorized by Nevada and uses the exposure notification system from Apple and Google. But when you read underneath it, it's called COVID Trace Nevada. Now, this is one of the, I got to get into this and tomorrow or on our next broadcast in more detail so you guys understand what's happening between that and this the vaccine passport thing that they're trying to do, which they're trying to pass in Orange County. There was a big to do yesterday down in Orange County if you guys didn't see it. And again, if any of you guys want to see the worst look in the world on my face that is frozen in front of me, it's really bad when you're frozen like this. There comes a time, Vicky, when we all need glasses, right, Cher? I know, right? Anyway, it's my Dale, I will get it for you guys for our next. I know, at least you guys are laughing, right? You're laughing with me. We're not laughing at each other, we're laughing with each other because this is like a a crazy day, but you guys are all hanging in there with me and I totally appreciate it because you guys are fantastic. So let me recap the rest of this and then we can talk about it on our next broadcast. But basically, you know, this is a nightmare when our leadership is now the bar has gone down so low. We've been talking about when we raise the bar, we should always raise the bar and our expectations of our leadership always for them to grow. We should always believe that we personally, right? You are enough just the way you are. You are. but you should, right, want to grow and become the best version of yourself. And the leadership we have right now has sunk to an all-time low because they don't seem to care about us. They lie. Like I said, identifying something with a declarative statement, this was not an accident, especially after watching that poor officer. I mean, that I don't know if it was an accident or not. I assume based on her reactions that it was an absolute accident and she's mortified. But I can't tell you, you know, this was an accident. You can't say anything different. I can't make a declarative statement like that because I don't know. And that is the point. We need to make statements that are supportive of finding out the facts before we deliver, right? That's what we need to do. Let's see. So no Thursday broadcast. Were you Friday? I think Friday I'm going to do an afternoon broadcast because you guys don't come on Friday night. Have you guys noticed that? You abandoned me like you have something better to do. What do you guys think about a noontime Pacific broadcast, like 12:30 Pacific on Fridays? What do you guys think? Let me know. Orange County, California, or Orange County, Florida, California, Blueberry. It was Orange County, California. As a matter of fact, if you guys are following a guy named Anomaly, I really like his pre-recorded broadcasts. Sometimes his lives, he really kind of goes off on rants and repeats himself a bit, but he's still got some factual information, and I do like him. But he was there live, doing a broadcast from it, and I don't live that far. I live a couple hours now from Orange County, but the bar is low, right, Moose? The bar is so low. I mean, it's like if you have a pulse, you meet the bar. And that's not what leadership's supposed to be. That's not what our founding fathers were. That's not how Abraham Lincoln had the courage to make sure that we fought the Civil War, to make sure that slavery was not part of our country. That was something important. Let me see. I got another message that's popping up here. Okay, let's see. I wish you'd do a journalism broadcast at the same time, opposite to some of the main progressive guys on here. Share, tell me what you mean by that. Like a journalism broadcast, like you want me to go grab all the details and help me understand that. Boy, they are left. Yeah, they are. And that's like I said, you can be left or you can be right, but can't we just at least try and keep the American people as where we're focused? Can we just try and work on that? I have work at noon, but I would watch the replay. Thanks, Dale. Hi from Bradley Donovan. Welcome, Bradley. Haven't seen you for a while. Thanks so much for being here. And Cher, I'm waiting to hear what what you're actually meaning by that. So I can get that detail. And again, kind of a recap of what we're saying. Guys, we need to raise the bar, right? Just like this today with the main news of the week, but at the same time as they broadcast. Same time. Like, same time. I'm sorry. I'm not quite getting I'm feeling a little thick-headed, not quite getting what that means, sure. But totally excited to participate and do it for you guys. I really want to be I want to be a voice and I want to be a resource because that's how we as a community can get together just like you guys. Oh, that's still up. Okay, sorry. Thank you. I didn't realize that was still up. That you guys, deliver information. Thank you for the super heart, George and Joanne. Hey, girlfriend. The Oriental combo. I love that. Now, I want to say this too. If you aren't following Joanne Pham, you absolutely have to. She has multiple channels. She's just amazing. And Joanne, one of the things that I always want to ask, right? Because her other things, she calls herself a crazy Asian. Here she calls herself Oriental. Was it last week or the week before when we were doing broadcast and somebody was arguing with me because I said, help me understand. I've heard people say somehow it is an insult to call someone Asian and it's an insult to call them Oriental. And I said, how? I don't understand, right? Please help me understand how that's an insult when here I have somebody I highly respect that calls herself an Oriental and an Asian. Can you tell me, my friend, is that okay for you to say about yourself, like black people calling themselves the N word? Or is it an okay word? People have just tried to make it seem like everything is wrong, that we're not allowed to identify anything anymore. I feel like people are always walking that we're walking on eggshells. Alexis says, check the discovery tab and the news category and the folks doing news. Oh, that's what she wants, Alexis. You're thinking that's what Cher's saying? I will find out what their schedule is. There's nothing else on our side when they are on. Okay, would you share and message me? Like I said, tell me. Like I'm in there. I'm fine with everything. Okay. So is it culturally Does some people say that? Is that something that you, as a culture, that it is an insult? Do you guys, were you here on that broadcast and they were saying to me, Oriental, Oriental, I don't even remember. I was reading, I'm saying, "What are you talking about? How is that?" I'm French and Italian. If you say French or Italian, it doesn't bother me. If you say Middle Eastern, my friends from the Middle East aren't bothered. I don't understand. And that's why I said, if we can't talk about it, then we can't change. Like if I knew my friend was offended by that, I would try not to say it around her, right? I mean, just out of respect. But I need to know, why is it insulting? What is it that makes it bad, right? And that means we're trying and not, people can call it, "Oh, you're a racist. You call them Oriental or you called them Asian." We have to stop being afraid to say, "Help me understand why. If you don't want me to say something, tell me why and tell me what it means because I'm not trying to hurt you." But this has been part of my vocabulary and part of the dictionary and part of the thesaurus and part of these things of our lives, and now there are people that are trying to rewrite it all, and we're supposed to try and catch up, and supposed to try and let them remove our literature and remove our movies and remove our dictionary, and I think it's nonsense, and we need to step up, stand out, and speak. I can only speak for myself. Okay, but you would know, like, if you had friends that felt like that was, I'm not saying that all Asian people, but sometimes, birds of a feather flock together, or we say, "Oh, some people do find that offensive." Anyway. Okay. So she can only speak for herself. Joanna's Joanna. She's funny. She's awesome. She's way more than just funny. She's awesome. Some people are sensitive to things, true, but I think some people intentionally are sensitive, and I think other things people are trying to create sensitivities where they aren't there before or they weren't there before and now they're trying to create them. Oriental is not a race. True. And it's just a description. I don't think I never described someone as Oriental as a race. We were just talking about people because I think it's describing a region, right? And sometimes it's describing a descent. It's not, anyway, I don't know. People seem to dictate what we are supposed to feel, right? And that's what I'm going crazy at. I'm not going to let them anymore. But again, if somebody wants to tell me why something's hurtful and why it's offensive, then we can have a conversation. If you guys were here when we did the 64 genders, a couple weeks ago, was it on this platform? Were we on? I think we were on HAPS at the time. And we did the 64 genders. I'm a pretty articulate girl with a pretty good vocabulary, and I was getting confused. I mean, if I'm confused and, I want to speak clearly and articulately for a living, then imagine what our kids are when they're trying to teach them these things. Um, like I know I could call Vicky a pasty white lady with red hair and needs glasses, and she would laugh. Amen to that, sister. Amen to that. I actually find that hilarious, but, George came up with the name. I thought it was hilarious. I do too. I love it. I think it's awesome, Joanne. Oriental is only used for rugs these days. Okay, so Frank, he gave me a winky face, so I think he's joking, but that is what the one girl said. You're calling them a rug, and now that you mentioned that, she said, when you say Oriental, you're calling them a rug," and I was like, I'm not. That's like this thinking of I heard that word, so it must mean this. We really just all have to stop allowing people to re it's not even recategorize, right? Redefine all of the words in our language. And we just have to, step up, stand out, and speak. So, you guys, thank you for being here with me. Again, I still can't see myself. I do see these weird fluctuating things going on back here. I'm sorry that the HAPS team wasn't able to come in. Hopefully they can. I don't know if they can. Did they get to see the broadcast from the back end? I took some screenshots so they'll know what's going on. But I really appreciate you guys being here. I appreciate, even if you're watching the replay, hit hashtag replay, tag me in it so I can respond, and make sure that you share this out. So tomorrow I won't be here. On Friday, I'm going to do an afternoon broadcast on Friday. I think I'm going to do it at 12:30. And then I'll be back on Monday to be hard hitting. And if Cher gives me the info, I'll try and do a broadcast the way she's talking about. But not all Asians are Asian. There are Koreans, Filipinos, Japanese. Right. So I'm not sure what your point is. Are you saying if we call someone that looks like they're from a country, I don't even know how I'm allowed to say it. Are you saying if we call say Asian, I don't know who's considered Asian or which countries are considered Asian. And again, Can't we all you can send them an email. I will, Alexis. Aren't we Persians or Asian? Gotcha. See, I didn't know that either. And that's what I'm saying. Can we all are we allowed to say that? Oh, I didn't know that. Oh, okay. I'm going to learn something new. I'm going to try, and people could to correct. Like if you said you're a pasty white Irish girl, and I would go, no, I'm a pasty white Italian girl. I'm French, Italian. My mom always said we have a wee bit, I think it was Cherokee. She said about your fingertips worth. You are grouping them all together. I am or other people are. Is Pablo's email. Yes, I actually had a conversation with Pablo today. Joanne's laughing. But again, I'm being serious, you guys. I can totally laugh at myself. And if I made a mistake and said Asian and because I thought their culture was Asian and they said, "Oh, I'm actually not Asian. I'm something," then I would take it as a learning thing. I don't and I have a team members in the Philippines. I'm going to ask them I'm going to ask them some questions. I ask them all the time. Oops. Now, can you guys still see me? Because right now my screen turned green. My whole screen turned green now. They're gonna love these screenshots I did. Can you guys still see and hear me or not? We see you. Okay. Well, again, these screen now I have a half a green face, like half of the screen is green like this, and I can see right here because I'm Irish. That must be it. Okay, if they tell you it's because of the LindellTV.com comment, I'll stop texting it. You know what? You don't bother. You just go ahead. You're allowed to step up, stand out, and speak too. And it is what it is. The people who are supposed to see and be were and will be. And I totally appreciate you guys. So again, I'll miss you tomorrow. I'll be on at 12:30 on Friday. I hope you guys will join me. I'll definitely be back Monday with our regular broadcast. And I appreciate each and every one of you. And if you guys, please follow me here if you're not already. I'll go back and follow the rest of you. I'm trying to catch up. I have to admit, this is a busy week, so I haven't seen anybody's broadcast, but I intend to catch up on those. So, again, have a great day tomorrow. Thank you. It's all about the intent behind the comment. Thank you, Joanne. If they are wanting to be hateful and mean, then they are a jerk. But who cares about those losers? I love you, girlfriend. You're awesome. Oh, an appreciation award from Cher. Thank you, guys. Again, I appreciate that. Have a good night. Yours as well, Alexis. I'm going to catch your broadcast too. I heard Alexis, you're not the one that's doing the a cooking diet or something. I think we're all ready to get rid of the quarantine 15. Maybe we should do a little HAPS physical exercise with Beth Hoover and a little dieting and see if we can all slim down before summer. 12:30, yeah, 12:30 Pacific. Alexis does great cooking stuff. Yeah, so Alexis, if you got some good stuff that we can all be like not that any of you need to be slimmer, but girlfriend here definitely gained her quarantine 15. I've been on a diet. Is it doing good? Send me some info. Okay, guys, appreciate each and every one of you. I will look forward to seeing you guys on Friday at 12:30 p.m. Pacific. Lost 50 pounds? Wow, Alexis, congratulations. That I'm sure is challenging. That is amazing. Congratulations. 14 days to stop the spread. Damn, that's funny too. Have a great evening. It's refreshing to have you on Haps. Keep it up. Thank you, Moose. Really appreciate you. Yep, cooking on screen. I love it. Alexis, I'm going to follow. And if you got a diet in there that you want girlfriend to tell everybody, how svelte I'm getting. Anyway, appreciate you guys. Talk to you soon. And until next time, I want to remind you, like I always do, to dream it, believe it. Wait, talk to Vicky to write a book on losing fit. Right, exactly. Anyway, dream it, believe it.